Okay, morning everybody. My name's Avtar Matharu, course director of the MSc in Green Chemistry and Sustainable Industrial Technologies. Welcome to our Earth Day special. Today actually marks the 50th year of Earth Day, and being green chemists, sustainable scientists, it's really important to us as practitioners of this really important field. It's important that we protect our current future, but also the future of our generations to come. We're at a really critical time in what we're doing. A lot of the issues today have been man-made. They're artificial, they're causes of our so-called good times. And it's important that as we look into the future, we sort of share, reflect, and provide hope for our future generation. I'm very passionate about protecting the planet. I'm very passionate about United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And I'm really proud that every year we attract some of the best students from all over the world for their passion in green and sustainable chemistry. So this morning's recording, this live edition, is where our students are going to give their thoughts. I'm going to give 2 minutes of their thoughts on what World Earth Day means to them. So we're going to start handing over to our students, and the first student is going to be Robin. So Robin Brazier.
Hi, my name is Robin Brazier, and I'm from Greece. Accent gives away that I'm half English as well, though. World Earth Day doesn't necessarily mean one thing to me. For a lot of people, it's just demonstrating, for example, in front of like some government buildings, turning off the lights for a few hours, saving up some energy. It should be more being in touch with like nature, like being in touch with everything around you. I think this crisis that we're having, this pandemic in 2020, has given us a chance to experience that. Like going outside, you can hear all the birds, you can see animals just walking around the streets, everything kind of like tranquil, and you see how much of an effect people have on this like peace that's around the world and how we just mess things up. And this course has taught me how to like try and fix those problems that we're causing whilst keeping ourselves and the animals in the environment that we're affecting happy and peaceful. Also, during the course, we're just problem solving. So I see it just from what we're taught every day that, oh, there's some like little things that I can apply in my everyday life. Like think about what I'm wasting, how I can reuse it, recycle it, and just trying to help the community out as well. So it's just more of helping yourself, helping each other's, helping the environment, I'd say, overall.
Good. Robin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving over to Shuang Shen.
Hi, I'm Shang Chen, and I'm from China. For me, World Earth Day is a good way to propaganda environmentalism. This special day reminds me of protecting our environment and protecting our planet. I think everyone who knows the World Earth Day will raise the idea that we need to protect the environment in this day. I think this is the meaning of the day. I choose my project of the bioplastic to protect environment in my way. Plastic is a double-edged sword. It is convenient and high performance. However, it's also harmful to environment. Also, all of countries are troubled by plastic pollution. So I'm proud I have chance to do my little part for solving the problem. Thank you.
Shuang, thank you very much. Okay. Moving over to Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm from Derbyshire in the UK. It's not far away from York. So to me, Earth Day is all about kind of bringing attention to the most current environmental issues and how best we can overcome these environmental issues to leave behind a planet which is as good as it could be for the next generations. And also being a young person, I'm very concerned about my own future on this planet and how the world will be when I'm an older person. So this MSc course has really brought to my attention how important it is for each and every one of us to improve our own environmental footprint. It's made me realise how much these environmental issues are kind of around us in our everyday life. As Shuang mentioned, the plastic pollution problem. That's something I've been researching for my dissertation. So it's something I'm very interested in, about how we can all reduce our own impact on the environment. So I think that's the main goal of the World Earth Day, is just to bring to the attention of people how little things in their everyday life can produce a big impact down the line.
Rachel, thank you very much. Absolutely, little things are very, very important. Moving over to Mariam.
Hi, my name is Mariam. I'm from Pakistan. And World Earth Day means to me is that it's a celebration of our collective home. So it's something that should be our priority. And I think it's more of a philosophy than just a day that we should apply to our everyday life. Regardless of our material possessions or our differences or what we achieve as individuals, none of it matters much if we don't consider our collective home. There's so many like social and political issues throughout the world, but based off of all sorts of factors. But at the end of the day, none of those factors would matter if we didn't have a home, and that's our collective. That's the one thing that puts us together, and that should be everyone's priority and common goal, I think.
Mariam, thank you very much. Okay. Moving on to Zhong Heng.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zhong Heng, and I'm from China, from Beijing. And what Earth Day means to me is just another day in my life. I think is a very good reminder of us, of how this planet actually mean to us. Yeah. And I personally don't think that this planet needs us to save, because it managed to do quite well for trillions of years. But I think what we are savaging is our future, and is like everyone, 7 billions of us alone. We all live in this planet, live in this system with all the other creatures. And I think it's quite important to secure a bright future for us. I mean, what have been done in the past is the water under the bridge, but I think we can carry on the mistakes that we have made and trying to fix it, and trying not to make the same mistake twice again. And I think that is a very good takeaway for today, I guess. Thank you.
Zhong Heng, thank you. Moving on to Han Liu.
Well, hello everyone. I am from China, and the World Earth Day means like birthday of Earth for me. I think it's a day to remind all of us to remember the environment in our busy lives, and we continue to do the little things to help our environment, such as turning off the lights and conservation of water, plant trees, recycle, and reduce and reuse. And I remember when I was in college, I have a band, and every year we will have a benefit performance in front of our dining hall to call on people to take actions to protect our earth. I think it's quite meaningful, and for now, in GCCE, I think we are doing the same thing. I mean, so that's my graduation project I choose. It aims to use marine biomass as a energy resources rather than the existing fossil fuels, which means a lot to protect the environment and save the energy resources. So I think that's great.
And thank you very much. And moving over to Martha.
Yep. Hi, I'm from Mexico, and for me this day it's a reminder of that we humankind are really dependent on a healthy planet. We are not resilient enough to cope with some changes that are happening now in the environment. And this is just a chance to listen to the messages the nature is sending to us. Nowadays, we have many tools to have a deep understanding of what is happening around the globe and to know how each decision we make have an impact in the whole system. So it's a good moment to evaluate how close we are to meet the Sustainable Development Goals, identifying in which fields there is still a lack of researching, and embrace daily sustainable practices to for the sake of a thriving future for all the life in this planet. Thank you.
Martha, thank you very much. James, you're on next, but I'm not sure whether you're going to be recorded because you joined slightly late. So James, if you don't mind, if I can sort of move you to the end of this recording.
Yeah, sure.
And invite Lennis to say a few words.
Hello, I'm Lennis. I'm from Colombia. World Earth Day to me means resilience and hope. As this began 50 years ago with the world in the middle of the Cold War and marked by an energy crisis, and despite all of this, in April of 1970, with millions of people engaged, the first full day was carried out successfully. Yes, resilience for me is the movement for equality and better life conditions. A conscientious rediscovery of our relationship with other humans and nature was raised then, and it has been kept until now. And today, despite some people rather do not mind doing remarkable things, or some would say better now than ever, my own decision is to trust and to take action to improve the relationship, the equilibrium between humans and Earth. That's one of the reasons for me to choose studying green chemistry. World Earth Day to me is a reminder of hope. Well, finally, I would like to share a fragment of one Latin American writer that closely describes my feelings when I think in Earth. It's called Éxtasis from Amado Nervo. Cada vez hallo la naturaleza más sobrenatural, más pura y santa. Para mí, alrededor, todo es belleza. Quiero ser inmortal con sed inmensa, porque es maravilloso el panorama que nos brinda la creación inmensa. Porque cada lucero me reclama, diciéndome al brillar, aquí se piensa, también aquí se lucha, aquí se ama. Thank you.
Lennis, thank you very much for sharing that with us. Okay. Over to Xianju.
Hi, so hello everyone. I'm Xiang Yu and I'm from China. And I think typically Earth Day is assigned for a theme every year, and this year's theme is the climate action. And I think for me, we should do something for our climate, because I think we use too much the further fuels, and I think we should have a cleaner energy to use, and so we not only to use the cleaner resources, it's like we still need to strengthen the education and our awareness to to the mitigation and adaptation to impact the reduction, and we should have a early warning to it. And so and the Earth Day is a reminder to just to keep our uh, best, to do the little things uh, to do the best to our environment. So the 50th anniversary of the Earth Day. Thank you.
Xianju, thank you very much. Yuan Chen.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Yuan Chen from a city alongside next to the Yangtze River, which last year our country has started a 10-year fishing ban of the Yangtze River due to the long overfishing of Yangtze River, which had a huge damage to the diversity of the fish. And I have heard that this is a 50th anniversary of the Global Earth Day, which has developed from the American local event to a very global event, just like the pandemic. I'm just joking. Anyway, some lessons we have learned from the pandemic is that as long as we deal with the environmental problems earlier, can we better deal with it rather than making the problem serious, and it will be hard for us to deal with it at that period. Thank you.
Yuan Chen, thank you for that. And moving over to Anieti.
All right, hi everyone. Good morning. My name is Anieti Williams from Nigeria. Someone who has industrial emissions, chemical exploration. I think that for me, World Earth Day is about responsibility, not just for one, but from all of us. Industries, for example, should not just consider the economic benefits of their activities, but also the environmental and social impact of their activities. There are ways to make processes more sustainable, but I think that industries must begin to think creatively to find this out. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 12 talks about responsible consumption. And as a person, I think that we must deliberately act this out rather than just put them in theory. This is what the World Earth Day for me is all about. The greatest responsibility for me is on an individual and personal basis. Everyone and every individual in the planet must begin to think responsibly about the choices they make and seek ways to save the planet. As an individual, I'm passionate about this, and I've led advocacy projects in my home country and in the UK to let people recognize their responsibility in saving the planet. Very little choices like switching off the light bulbs, turning off the gas cylinders immediately after use, and maybe switching from even very unsustainable method of doing things to sustainable ways. And of course, I currently study for a master's degree in green chemistry because I want to help industry make their processes greener and reduce the amount of pollution that continues to harm the planet. Thank you very much.
Anieti, thank you for that. We slightly lost you at the start. Would you just mind repeating your first opening sentences?
Okay, I said my name is Anieti Wisdom Williams from Nigeria. As someone who has directly seen the effect of pollution and its devastating consequences, I believe that World Earth Day is about industries seeking ways to reduce the amount of pollution and thinking more responsibly, not just from industries alone, but from all of us. Industries, for example, should not just consider the economic benefit of their activities, but also the environmental and social aspects. There are ways to make processes more greener and more sustainable, but industries must responsibly find this out. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 12 talks about responsible consumption. And as a person, I think that this must be deliberately acted out rather than just put out in theory. And this is what the World Earth Day should remind us. The greatest responsibility rests on an individual basis. I believe that every one of us, I mean, every individual on the planet should begin to think responsibly about the choices they make and deliberately take actions to save the planet. As an individual, I'm very passionate about this, and I've led advocacy projects in my home country and in the UK to let people recognize their responsibility in saving the planet, in the little choices they make. And of course, I currently study for a master's degree in green chemistry because I want to help industry make their processes greener, as well as reduce the amount of pollution from industrial activities that continues to harm the planet. Thank you very much.
Yeti, thank you very much. Thank you for that. Moving over to Yan Yong.
Hello everyone, I'm Yan Yong. I come from China. 世界地球日对于我来说，更意味着一种责任。我觉得人人都有责任去保护这个地球。保护环境是一个非常老生常谈的话题。人人都可以说去保护环境。除了喊口号之外，我觉得更重要的要去付诸于实践。不仅在我们的实验中，还要更付诸于我们的生活之中。在实验之中，比如说我的实验之中，举个例子，我要用到催化剂和溶剂，我们可以试着想办法减少催化剂或者溶剂，去提高时间。然后在生活中，我觉得我们要想办法去减少，比如说我们可以去垃圾分类，去做到循环使用，然后循环还有如何减少食物那些废物，这些都是我们必须要做的。谢谢大家。Thank you.
Yan Yong, thank you for that message. Thank you. James, I want to come into you now, James Perry.
Hello. Hi, so I'm James. I'm on an MSc student in Green Chemistry. So I think it's not always about the big things you can do. I mean, my particular interests in the environment and sustainability stem from the textile industry. You know, I have a pretty big interest in that kind of thing, and it's certainly an area that requires quite a lot of greening. A lot of the practices that are currently carried out in that industry are really non-green. So I think my aim is to try and do something to make that particular industry greener, which is quite a niche thing. But I think in general in our lives we can do quite a lot of things to make, you know, ourselves greener. And I think it's about considering those things and thinking what is it that I can actually do in my daily life to potentially action a change. You know, nothing changes if nothing changes, as you could think about it.
James, thank you for that very much. And then Tom Dugmore.
So hello everyone, my name's Tom Dugmore and I'm a course tutor and researcher in the Green Chemistry Centre of Excellence. So the phrase World Earth Day has always seemed a bit strange to me because first of all, well, the Earth is our world. It's the only one we've got, as the common saying goes, there is no planet B. And for that reason, shouldn't every day be World Earth Day? At the end of the day, the environmental problems that are facing us do not just hang around for one day. They are with us every day of the year, to be honest. However, this one's been quite a significant one, I think, in the 50th, for quite a different reason. As we've often said, that a lot of the environmental problems that are facing us are man-made, and yet a lot of the barriers and divisions that we have set up between ourselves across the world are also man-made. And this year we're facing a particular different challenge on this World Earth Day, as we're all facing lockdown over COVID-19. And this should be serving to us as a rather strong reminder that at the end of the day, all the natural forces on the planet do not care about the divisions that we have set up between ourselves as humans. And yet the efforts that are being made globally to contain this and all work together for each other to beat what is also a global challenge is also serving to highlight what we can do when we all collectively pull together as communities and the world as a whole to collectively address problems that face us globally. So whilst this particular World Earth Day is a very difficult time for many of us watching, I think there's some important lessons that can be learned from today, and that is, if we keep on going forward, we keep on dissolving the barriers that divide us, and we keep on recognizing that we are all working together from all different backgrounds, from all different countries to solve common problems, then what is being shown today is what we can achieve, and we should not lose sight of that.
Tom, thank you very much. And that's back to me. So you've heard the views from our students and staff, and these views are global as well. So just to sort of summarize some of the things that we've heard, you know, World Day should be every day, not just marked once a year. And I think that's an important message. We've heard about sort of working through this collectively, and today the audience that we have is a global audience. We've talked about sort of early intervention. People have mentioned early intervention, a reminder of hope, which is World Earth Day as well. Let's sort of listen, okay? And let's learn from our mistakes. We've got sort of many global problems. We've heard about plastics. Some of our students are working on plastics. Some of the students are working on textiles. And it's the little things that are really important. So, you know, let's sort of focus on those little things that we can do every day in our sort of daily lives. And also let's look at the consequences or the impacts of some of the decisions that we make. So, you know, this is our turn. This is our sort of chance to make a difference. And all of you here to this morning have sort of fantastically articulated what Earth Day means to you. And on that note, thank you for your time. We will stop the recording now, and we'll probably, if anyone wants to, we can carry on the discussion whilst not being recorded. So thank you for taking part in World Earth Day.